So I'm here with my friend tonight, my best friend, who is choosing not to be on microphone nor camera, which is a wise choice. I would choose not to be associated with myself if I had the choice. But we're here in the studio, aka one corner of my bedroom, and we're here to tell funny stories, to bring light in the darkness, and to bring a little bit of darkness into the light, because without comedy, there's no tragedy. Without tragedy, there's no comedy. Shakespeare. So this is a friend, who I'll describe this friend, and some of you might know who it is if you know me, if you know this friend, which you do know me. I don't have any extra personal followers yet. They're all people, either family, friends, or people that I've known for a long time. So you all know me. You all know this person. But just a great person. A kind person. Did that turn off the camera? Is it still going? It's still going. A kind person, a funny person, a good person, a caring person, and the best quality of all, an aloof person. I love aloofness. It opens opportunities for so many funny things to happen. This person is desperate to be in love. And she deserves it. Great person. But she just gets, she gets a little lost along the way in life. A little anecdote to give you a picture of how this person functions in everyday life is, as a teenager, before she ever had sex, she took Plan B twice. You're not supposed to take Plan B more than twice, right? And she took it twice before even having sex, because she misconstrued or misinterpreted the notion of sperm being able to swim. And it's just that type of person, They get a little ejaculation. I can cut anything out. They get a little ejaculation, God knows where, the stomach, the chest, the face, and they think that the sperm are literally going to Michael Phelps, breaststroke down into the ovaries and into the baked baby. Breaststroke. Oh, it's not breaststroke? Oh, God. Maybe I'm aloof. And so that's just an idea of this awesome person also has a child from not using Plan B after a point in time where you really might need it. So it's just these funny things. Let's think. What else do we have? Desperate to be in love. She was listening to, with her kid, she was listening to the Wheels on the Bus. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. And there's a verse that says, the wipers on the bus go swish, swish, swish. The what is it called? The signals on the bus go blink, blink, blink. Blink, blink, blink. The right and left signals. Blink, blink, blink. And her one-track mind of finding love, falling in love, this obsessive theme, it took that verse and she thought it said, the singles on the bus go wink, 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 wink. Everything just goes back to picking somebody up on public transportation with her. Are you okay with this? Okay. So just a good person. I'm trying to think of what else. We tried to do this once before, and I ended up I keep saying she's a good person because the last time I ended up making fun of her to a point that we both were upset and we had to stop, and we haven't tried again in like a couple weeks because it was just so disastrous and so damaging to our friendship. So I'm trying to balance, a little bit of shit talking with some true appreciation and love. Everybody has one of those friends that just they're like, it would only happen to them. Like situations, funny situations. And you're like, that would only happen to so-and-so. So this is a good example of that with my friend. She went to a concert for Kate Nash. Kate Nash sings a brilliant song, an iconic song, that you might know. It goes like this. My fingertips are holding on to the crack. I find a way to sing every time. The cracks in our foundations, and I know that I should let go, but I can't. It's a great song called Foundations. Check it out if you haven't heard it. It really is a good one. Do you know any more of her songs? Not really, right? I don't know. We don't. It's just, that's the hit. That's the one-hit one. I don't want to call her a one-hit wonder, but that's the only song that she'll ever be known for, And so she goes to this concert, and it turns out Kate Nash might be forming into irrelevancy. It wasn't even that big of a venue, and there weren't even that many people. So Kate Nash, she's fallen off a little bit. Our little one-hit woney. And so, but my friend is, still not gonna let it get in the way of having a good time. In fact, less people, more fun. They say the more the merrier. We say the less the merrier. And so my friend's getting her drink on, having a good time, in the audience on like ground level. One of those concerts that like basically everyone just stands in the front. And at one point, Kate Nash decides to crowd surf, which is a fantastic idea for like a light person in a dense crowd, but not for like a dense person in a light crowd. I'm getting word that she's not dense. I don't mean So Kate Nash isn't dense. She has osteoporosis. Her bones have holes in them. She's very light, even for what she looks like. Correct? I'm just kidding. But she's not dense. But so she jumps out into the crowd, and people sort of rally to get her, to save her from hitting the floor, because that would be so embarrassing for everybody involved. Within 2 seconds of my friend seeing this singer on stage, she's quickly passed over the audience to my friend, and my friend is in this area where there's not many people surrounding her. She's sort of alone, and Kate Nash gets passed right on top of my friend, and just the way it landed, my friend has her under the armpits, just sort of completely supporting her. And someone has her ankles, but it's really all on my friend, And it's just one of those things that would only happen to her. It's like everyone goes to a concert, everybody, holds someone up who crowd surfs, but only one person, collapses under the weight of the performer. And Kate Nash's legs swung down at one point and wrapped around her hips. And she was just walking around with this person that she paid money to see. She's supporting her. I mean, she's supporting her in two ways, I guess we could say. My mom is a crazy lady. She's got a screw loose. She's got early onset dementia. Something is going on. Something is wrong. The other day we were talking about scary movies. We were talking about, not even scary movies. We were just talking about movies. I was quoting some movie to her, some movie that I don't even think she'd seen, and I just like to do that because it makes me seem like I know things other people don't. I'll be like, oh, it's just some film. Even though it's like not even that. And so she decided to quote something at me, and she goes, "I see people." And I was like, I don't know what movie that is. She's like, "I see people." I was like, "Are you talking about The Sixth Sense? I see dead people?" Yes, that's what I was talking about. I'm like, Mom, you left out the most important word. I mean, without it, it's like such a weird. It's not a quote. It's just like a fact. It's not a It means nothing. She's just a wild woman, and that's how I want her. She's a big-breasted, Irish lass, an oldie but a goodie, and she was just crazy. When me and my sisters were little, she would sing us lullabies, but they weren't like lullabies. They weren't like, I don't even know what a lullaby is. Ba ba black sheep. I don't know. But she would sing us songs that she liked because it's her life, right? And we're just living in it. So she would just sing what she wanted to sing, which was old songs from when she grew up. So with pretty adult themes. She would sing this song almost every night called Jimmy Mac, which goes like this. Jimmy, whoa, Jimmy Mac, when are you coming back? My arms are missing you. My lips feel the same way too. I try so hard to be true. I promise I do. But this boy keeps coming around. He's trying to wear my resistance down. Hey, Jimmy, whoa, Jimmy Mac, when are you coming back? He calls me on the phone at least 3 times a day, and my heart starts listening to what he has to say. So it's a song about infidelity that we would fall asleep to. We would just be nodding off to these songs about cheating on one's... Can you check the camera again? On one's significant other. And it's like funny, like our dad, when he would put us to bed, he would tell us these like bedtime stories that were like about these characters who like represented different like parts of people's personalities, and it was like a deep thing. Like, he's an English teacher, he's really into like symbolism, and it would have these like undercurrents of like, how to make a good decision and how to be kind or be responsible or be respectful and all these things. And we would, he'd plant those seeds in our subconscious as we were falling asleep, so we could, wake up in the morning feeling a refreshed sense of compassion and a different way to empathize with people. Now, this wild woman who birthed us, on the other hand, she would tell us she's an Irish person. The Irish have suffered tragedy after tragedy, so she would just relive some of these tragedies to us as we're falling asleep. I remember trying to doze off, falling asleep to one of the most horrific stories I've ever heard in my life. I remember my mom going, so I had this auntie, and she was married to a man. They had a baby. They lived an idyllic life. She probably didn't say idyllic. I wouldn't have known what that meant, but they lived a perfect life. And one day they were having a picnic, and her husband went over to the well to look down the well. And he leaned in and he fell. Bing, bang, boom. He hit the bottom, hit his head. Dead. And then, she runs up to the well. Honey, sweetheart, are you okay? No answer. Meanwhile, she left the baby on the picnic table. The baby falls off the picnic table, rolls off the picnic table, 6 months old, bangs its head, dies. Dead. True tragedy, right? So my mom finishes the story and she goes, flicks off the light. Good night. I'm like just thinking about like how that sort of renders life. It just creates a lot of questions for me, a lot of nightmares. But she's just a wild woman. She lives this life by her own rules, which is good. Another story, one time I was in the bathtub and I had a face cloth. She was a good mom, she took good care of us. She'd lotion up our feet when we got out of the bath, put on socks and all that. When we were in the bath, she'd give us a face cloth to wash up, soap it up all good, make us feel really fresh, really good. Wouldn't you agree? And, what?
I'm just laughing because, like, it's just us sitting in your room and you're like, that's funny that night.
Please confirm. And
Wouldn't you agree?
Hmm?
Wouldn't you agree?
And so one time I was in the bath and she gave me a face cloth and I'm washing my armpits, washing my face, washing my privates or whatever. And I finished washing my privates and I pick up the face cloth and there's red. There's blood. I'm like 6 years old. And I'm like, Mom, my vagina's bleeding. And she's sitting there and she says this to me. I'm 6 years old. She goes, honey, you popped your cherry. And I was just so confused. Like the only cherry I was aware of was like the fruit. And I was like, I was like, what? I like thought she was talking about some like undigested cherry that I had like pooped out in the tub and like popped. I don't know. And then we ended up finding out that the red on the face cloth was just like dried paint from like an old project. And I just like when I was like 12 and I found out what like pop your cherry meant, I thought back to that. I was like, she said that to me? Like, what a
Also, is that how you would pop your cherry?
Also, you don't pop your cherry from like rinsing your crotch. Back to my old friend that I was talking about earlier at the Kate Nash concert. Around the time of the Kate Nash concert, she was in college, right? And she lived in a dorm room with a couple roommates. She goes to bed, pajamas, normal night, wakes up early in the morning, half asleep, half in a dream, and she feels something near her bum. It's solid. It's warm. The question crosses her mind. Did I poop myself? Seems unlikely.
If you make this gross, I'm not gonna let you post it.
Okay. I'll make it really sweet sounding. So as the question, did I poop myself, is sort of, how the old desktops, the little thing that would bob around the screen, because you sort of have, and no offense here, it's all for the show, it's not what I really think, I'm just being an antagonistic host, but you sort of have an empty brain. So that little thought, did I poop myself, is just sort of like, and as that's going around and you're starting to wake up and you want to go to check, the thing moves. So as any person would, you frantically jump up, scream, strip down in a second, and see a little rodent scurry across the floor. And you scream, your roommates wake up, everyone starts going crazy, ripping things apart. You thought there was a rat in your pants. Finally, they trap it, and it's the neighbor's hamster who had crawled out of their dorm across the hallway into their dorm onto the bed, up the sleeve of the pants, and rested very, very gently and very comfortably on, when you lay horizontal, you can imagine the bottom butt cheek creates a pillow-like situation for a hamster. And this is another one of those stories where you go, that could only happen to one person. And it's that insane person over there. I'm friends with this couple in their 40s, married. And their marriage had been on the rocks for a while. But I thought it was salvageable, But there was one distinct time where I knew this union is toast. I was in the backyard helping them set up for a birthday party. And the man of the couple, my friend, he yelled to the Echo or the Alexa, whatever it was, to turn on music, and he said, "Hey Echo." I'm trying to think of what a song is. "Hey Echo, play I'm drawing a blank here. Hey Echo, play jazz." Right? He's just trying to throw on some music to play as background noise as we prepare for the party. Now his wife, my other friend, is standing near him. He goes, "Hey Echo, play jazz." She goes, "Please." Correcting his manners to a Siri type object. I mean, that marriage, I knew at that point it was only going in one direction. I have a sister who, when she would drive to school with my other sister, she would go through a checklist in her head because she had anxiety about making sure she had everything. It would be like, deodorant. Did I brush my teeth? Do I have my homework? Do I have my lunch? Do I have water? Do I have my gym clothes? And one of the things on the list, did it turn off again? And one of the things on the list was a bra. She would literally, while she's sitting in the passenger seat, check to make sure she had a bra on. And that might be a thing for people, but not for this type of person, not for my sister. Someone with her endowment, forgetting a bra is like someone with severe plantar fasciitis forgetting shoes. It's like, how could you not feel it before you left the house?